One thing that being an expat has taught me is that consumerism globally is out of this world. It's interesting because the first international move we ever made, I felt like I had to take all of our things, right? I was shipping this, huge container from California to Switzerland, and I thought, it was important to help me get settled. And while there is some obvious truth to that, to have your things in like a new country, right? Like your furniture, your bed, all this kind of stuff. You are essentially wasting money. So I would say if you're right now, unless you have some sort of corporate budget in order to ship your money, right? But if you are an entrepreneur, just like us, most of the time you probably don't have that. But even if you do have a corporate budget, maybe you can allocate it differently, because it's really crazy. It was true in Switzerland and it was true in Dubai, because these are essentially places where there is some sort of global workforce constantly moving, global workforce happening. So you constantly have immigrants that are moving there. You have expats that are moving there. As expats, I'm just referring to someone that is staying in a place for maybe 1 to maximum 5 years, and then they have to move to a different country because of their job. Usually they are on expat packages, or they are doing some related world schooling. They are entrepreneurs. They are just planning on being there to kind of build a business and then moving further to a different country, etc. Whereas I personally, just to be clear on that, because I know I'm gonna get some comments on this, is that an immigrant is someone that immigrates into a country and plans on staying there, retiring there, like this is your final destination. Okay, so now when you're an expat, like the thing that's crazy is there is so much stuff available, and I think this is true across, I feel like, Europe and across the USA. And like now that we're in the United Arab Emirates, it's true as well. There's just so much stuff, and I feel like it is such a waste. Like this time around, we made a different choice of just essentially selling all of our furniture. It's just about like being financially smarter. It's not that we couldn't have brought maybe our stuff here. And also, like, when we're here right now, right, we're here temporarily, like for a few years, and I don't think personally that Dubai is a place, unless you're maybe a local, where you maybe can settle down. I don't know if I'm wrong, like I'm still new to Dubai, so if this is not true, like let me know. But most of the people I know, they're having sort of like a retirement plan that will take them outside of Dubai again. But so the thing is that there's just so much like furniture available, so much stuff, so many toys, I'm telling you, so many like books and stuff that people are leaving behind, because when they are continuing and they're moving to a different place and they're kind of decluttering their things, then they realize, oh my gosh, I have acquired again like so many things. There's new couches that have been bought a year ago, and like just then now they want to sell them again. The same for cars. And so I feel like if I can give you one tip, if you're thinking about moving abroad somewhere, and I know this is hard, because for me, the first time I wasn't ready to let go of this, right? I wanted to bring all of my things, all of my furniture, etc., 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 my Christmas deco, my whatever, right? And while, I think it's important to bring a few boxes or some boxes, like some of our friends, they did it really smart. They brought all of their personal items and they packed it together in 15 boxes, which essentially decreased their logistics costs enormously. But so I think this is all you need, right? And then I realized too, I thought it was so important, like when you're having kids and you're a parent and you want to bring all of your stuff, oh, my kids are gonna like miss their beds and stuff like that. And while I think there's a truth to that, you can also make it an adventure and exciting, and while you're essentially shopping for secondhand beds for them, like kind of we did. And I feel like the older I get too, I realize when I was in my 20s, maybe that's just me, but I was so excited. I wanted everything new, like new. And yeah, that's a fallacy. I realize that now. But as I'm aging, and I think this is the wisdom with age maybe, I realize, and of course as a parent, I care more and more about environmental impacts right now, and I just feel like there's just so much stuff. And so I think we're practicing more and more in our family minimalism and just sustainability, regardless, also being financially smart is part of it, but regardless if you can afford it or not, just being aware and being a little bit more conscientious, because we're already so privileged. I feel like if you're in this kind of position, is important. So just a message for today.